Next up is another small municipality on the coast. It's the Garden Route District Municipality, and we welcome Passmore Dongi, who is the head of projects at the Garden Route District Municipality in the Western Cape. He specializes in project management, infrastructure development, local economic development, and he's heading up work on renewable energy projects in his district municipality, which includes solar, wind, hydrogen, wave, and waste to energy. And his aim is to ensure that they are energy secure and a leading district in the country when it comes to a renewable energy-driven economy.
While they are loading, Leila, we are not a small municipality.
Okay. District does not mean small. Yes. Thank you for clarifying that.
We have 7 big municipalities under us. Yes.
Passmore, your presentation is showing, so you are welcome to start with your presentation and explain to us more about what falls under your district. Thank you.
Definitely. Thanks, Leila. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you all that are joining on this platform. Colleagues, my name is Passmore Dongi from Garden Route District Municipality. My role here is I head a unity. I'm the head of the unity that probably looks at, that basically looks at projects, and among those, renewable energy is one of them. And the Garden Route District Municipality is in the Western Cape province. We are the second biggest district in the province. We are located in the Garden Route along the N2. And we have 7 local municipalities under us, which is George, Mossel Bay, Nice, Nabito, Oteron, and Canaland, and Esakwa. So that's the Garden Route. Very popular for tourism. I'm also marketing my municipality. Next slide, please. All right, so the Garden Route District Municipality, this is the vision. It's a leading, enabling, and inclusive district that should be characterized by equitable and sustainable development, high quality of life, and equal opportunities for all. So you can already see that our mission or our vision talks to just energy, just transition. Next slide, please. Thank you. So just as a background, in 2018, Garden Route held a Green Energy Summit, and the idea was to see what are the possibilities. How do we become a greener district or a greener region? How do we put across initiatives that talks to renewable energy? So after this summit, many initiatives were then undertaken by the district. And this was with regard to the proposed district-wide approach to sustainability and energy security. So if you check, before even the national government started talking about DDM, district development model, we were already talking about a district-wide approach to service delivery, to inequality, addressing inequalities and all those other issues that cut across. So the district is also exploring options for a public-owned independent power producer. We take this from the Municipal Structures Act, where a district municipality, which is Section 84, where a district municipality or a metro can generate and distribute electricity within its boundaries. So this is where we pick it from, and we are of the opinion that we need to have a publicly owned independent power producer in the region that will generate and deliver this bulk electricity to our 7 local municipalities in the district. So subsequent to that, various forms of public-private partnership may be entertained, but the preference is to avoid the additional regulatory burdens inherent with the triple Ps, if at all possible. So we think a carefully chosen mix of solar, hydrogen, wind, wave, and waste to energy, will be able to deliver almost 80% of the electricity requirements of the district. So therefore, the objective is to make the region energy secure and hence benefit from the spin-offs like your carbon credits, reliable and affordable electricity to our residents and to the industry in the region. Next slide. So what are the key drivers? Why do we think we must have this just transition or just energy transition? We think it's very important to be energy secure. We think it's very important that as you move or do this transition to a more just scenario, you need to make sure that you bring in renewable energy. We think it's very important that you keep to clean cities concept. We also think that one of the drivers for this just energy transition is job creation, improving the standards of living, and generally equality. You want to make sure that a service that is rendered or the cost of receiving a service in the township area, for example, or in the rural part of the municipality is the same service that one gets in town. So that equality is very critical. Next. So you see, you guys gave us a guide in terms of what are you or have you implemented toward this objective. So what Garden Route District Municipality did was we developed the growth and development strategy for the region. We have also, with the assistance of GIZ and SAIEE, they did a regional energy master plan. This regional energy master plan is where we are picking all forms of renewable energy projects that we should pursue. Then we are also in the process of establishing a municipal entity to assist in addressing energy security, which talks to what I just referred to as a public-owned independent power producer. We are also in the process of establishing a municipal entity to assist with agriculture and agro-processing. And to that end, we are about to start works on a fresh produce market. Why am I bringing this? I'm bringing this because just transition refers to all facets of livelihoods. It's not only energy. We think as you just transition with the energy to renewable energy, you must also ensure that the same renewable energy is being used in the value chains of agriculture, in the production of food, in the treatment of water, all those things. We think it cuts across. Then the other thing that we have done is we have a water master plan that we did with them, with the MISA. So that water master plan then talks to the use of renewable energy on most of the key stations of where the municipality operates. Next, please. So what are the trade-offs or challenges that are emerging? So you realize in terms of challenges, there's lack of common vision. And I think this is it's not only unique to Garden Route. I think this cut across the whole country. There is an issue also around the regulatory environment. You would recall, colleagues, that recently the president tried to touch on this to say we need to see how we address some of these regulatory requirements in order for us to quickly do this transition to renewable energies. There are challenges of red tapes. There is also a challenge in terms of leadership, both political and administration. After 5 years, the new political leadership might not have the same objective that was there in the previous one. So those are challenges that emerge as people or as the region try to do the just transition. There's also lack of long-term planning. These 5-year plans, as compared to other countries that plan 50 to 100 years, you can really see that when you talk just transition, this is not a very short-term process. It's a process that needs a very long-term thinking, which is why we did a growth and development strategy for the region. Then there's lack of resources to ensure realization of the set objectives. So you would realize that funding becomes very an issue to try and achieve some of these objectives or wishes that we have for the region. Next slide. So is there a business case for transition? What is it based on? So there is shared value across the region. We have a shared value. We want a prosperous Garden Route region. We also think as we do this just energy transition, we must have a strategy that guides. So we haven't reached the stage where I saw like ESCOM, you can see they already have policies, they already have strategies. The Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, they already have all those things that talks. They even have like your just energy transition office. So we are at a stage where we want to develop a strategy that will guide the region in terms of the just energy transition. But we think it should be people-oriented. It should be a strategy or that will definitely hold the people of Garden Route centrally. And in terms of assigning priorities and proposing initiatives that we think will make it just. In the same vein, the strategy should explicitly embrace inclusivity. That's what we think who constitute a just society. Job creation should definitely inform that strategy. Preserving the unique nature of the Garden Route should be a part of the strategy. So I already indicated that the Garden Route is one of the beautiful places in the country, and we really need to preserve that unique nature of it. And by so doing, you can only achieve that by going the just energy transition route. Next slide. All right, so it's a continuation. So we also think there must be partnership and coordination. They are very key. The development process of the strategy around just energy, we think it should be consultative and participatory. It should be characterized by innovation and openness and transparent. Sustainability and resilience should be core principles of that strategy. Good governance should be key as you do this transition. You can see there is a lot of monies that are involved in this just transition. So good governance should form part of the strategy of Garden Route District Municipality as we do just energy transition. Planning for effective implementation. The strategy should also allow for maximizing current strengths and the areas of potential. We also think skills is very key when you want to do just energy transition. And to that end, the Garden Route District Municipality have established what they call Garden Route Skills Maker, and we are in the process of establishing a biomimicry. Next slide. All right. In conclusion, so we think making communities more climate change resilient is very important. Safety and security is very important. We need to attract investors. And how do we do that? We definitely need to go the route of just energy transition, economic promotion, optimizing state-owned assets. We do own some 140 properties as a district municipality, most of them farms, which we think we must leverage those for the development of renewable energy projects. We need to also capitalize on the economies of scale. Instead of these things done at each local municipality or at B municipality, we then need to have these big regional projects that then give us some advantages even when we are borrowing funds to develop or to do the just energy transition, your interest rate then becomes lower. And then we also need to capitalize on the comparative advantage that the region have in terms of wind, in terms of solar, because the other side of the region is it's Karoo. So we have very good energy resource, solar resource there. And the other side is coastal, where we also have very good wind resource. And we must also make sure that we create jobs. The unemployment level in the country needs everybody to focus on job creation. And we think all this will be anchored on clean energy. Next. Oh, is the last slide. All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Passmore, thank you so much for describing what a regional perspective is in terms of the just energy transition.